Hello, welcome to our English lesson. Today's topic is avoiding repetition. Why is it so important to avoid some repeating words when you are speaking or writing? Yes, because it's monotonous, inefficient, and it's not good style. Today in this lesson, I'll show you some ways how to avoid repetitions. The first way is using pronouns. For example, Derek Foster worked in advertising after the war. He became a professional painter in the early 60s. So if you've noticed, instead of Derek Foster, instead of repeating his name again, we have used pronoun he. Another version. He poured himself a glass of water. If the subject is the same as an object, so you can avoid repetition by using reflexive pronouns like himself, yourself, themselves, etc. And compare it with this sentence. He poured him a glass of water, where him refers to a different person. It changes the meaning of the sentence. Another way, using it, this, that, these, those, which may refer to a noun or noun phrase or to the whole of the sentence or previous clause. For example, artists now have a vast range of materials at their disposal. So the whole of this sentence we've replaced with this. This means that they can be much more versatile than in the past. Another way of using that, the artist is my cousin, and that's why I'm here. So in this case, that is used when we want to show the reason. Using one once, another, the other or others, both, neither, all, none. As we know, one is used for singular form and once for plural form. For example, there are some excellent exhibitions on. I strongly recommend the one at the National Gallery. Exhibitions will be replaced with pronoun one. Our neighbors are generally nice, but the ones in flat 4 aren't very sociable. The pronoun neighbors will be replaced with ones because neighbors plural form. Ones is also for plural form. Using auxiliary verb or modal verbs. Not many people have read The Dungeon, but I'm one of the few that have. So we've used only auxiliary verb have of the present perfect tense, and it is clear that I have read. A year ago, I couldn't drive a car, but now I can. Means I can drive a car. Instead of repeating the whole part of the sentence, you use just modal verb. I really enjoy good comedy films, but then I think everyone does. In this case, it depends upon the tense form. I really enjoy, this is present simple tense. And we use the auxiliary verb of the present simple tense. But it is in the third person because everyone is third person. Most people liked the film, but I didn't. Liked, this is past simple tense. And of course, we've used the auxiliary verb of the past simple. I didn't like it means also in the past simple. Another way of avoiding repetition, using so or do so. With the verbs like think, suppose, believe, etc. For example, do you think Real Madrid will win the championship? I guess so. Means I guess that Real Madrid will win the championship. Instead of repeating almost the whole sentence, we've just used so. I told my students to hand in the essay on Monday and all of them did so. In this sentence, we use do so or did so, yeah, to be exact. Also means all of them handed in the essay on Monday. We avoided repetition. And the last way is omitting words, usually after verbs or adjectives followed by infinitive with to, we usually just use to. For example, Kim suggested going to the ballet, but I didn't want to. Means I didn't want to go to the ballet. Give me a call later if you are able to. Of course, it means if you are able to give me a call later. I'd like to be able to solve your problems, but I just don't know how to. Again, in this sentence, instead of repeating again, I just don't know how to solve your problems, we've used just to. Now, the task for you. Rewrite the sentences avoiding repetition. Have a look at the first sentences. This is example for you. This is sample. I've been to two exhibitions at the National Gallery this year. The two exhibitions focus on the 17th century painters. If you notice in two sentences, the words two exhibitions are used twice. So how to avoid it? I've been to two exhibitions at the National Gallery this year. Both focused on 17th century painters. In the second version, two exhibitions will be replaced by pronoun both. So, and these sentences for you. Fewer and fewer people listen to classical music. The fact that fewer and fewer people listen to classical music means that less classical music is being recorded. In these two sentences, you should avoid fewer and fewer. The second sentence. I have to read lots of books for my business studies course. The books I enjoyed most are the books on management theory. So avoid the word books. I'm hoping to be given a pay rise. Being given a pay rise will mean I can buy a better car. Rewrite avoiding a pay rise. Next sentence. I want Carl, Fu, Ludmila, and Mar to come to the meeting. I've told Carl. Can you tell Fu, Ludmila, and Mar? In this case, you should avoid repeating the names, the person's names. Marina doesn't like spending a lot of money on clothes, so she tends to buy second-hand clothes. Avoid repeating the word clothes. Let's move on. My mother asked you to help her, and she have been so happy if you would help her. Avoid repeating her. When Raoul feels strongly about something, he says he feels strongly about something. You should avoid repeating feels strongly about something. And the last sentence. She didn't do the shopping because no one asked her to do the shopping. Avoid writing the word shopping. So now, hope that this lesson was so useful for you. Now you know some ways of avoiding repetitions, and I'm sure that you can cope with these sentences. So goodbye for now.